Australia is on the cusp of a battery boom. Batteries are the key to unlocking cleaner, cheaper and more reliable electricity supply. They will allow us to inject more renewables into the grid, take advantage of our rooftop solar and facilitate the integration of virtual power plants. With 5 grid-connected batteries currently operating and over 20 either announced or in construction, Australia's energy landscape is well and truly changing. So what triggered this boom? In today's video, we're going to explore how a seemingly simple change in Australia's electricity market, announced in 2017, got the ball rolling on battery technology. While there is a whole suite of new innovations in energy storage technology and applications, batteries themselves aren't exactly new tech. Their features and benefits have been well known for years. So why is it that we're only just starting to see them installed on our electricity grid and connected to our homes? Much of that answer has to do with their profitability. Batteries are really expensive, so unless investors and businesses have confidence that they are going to get an appropriate return on their investment, they won't back it. Until recently, much of that confidence has been impacted by the structure and setup of Australia's electricity market. Let's look into that further. All those connected to the electricity network on the south and east coasts of Australia and Tasmania, either producing, consuming, or buying and selling power, will be participating in what is called the National Electricity Market, or NEM for short. The NEM is operated by the Australian Energy Market Operator, AEMO. Energy generators such as coal, gas, wind, solar and hydro sell their electricity in the market. Energy retailers purchase this electricity, and energy consumers, that's us, buy the electricity from retailers through typically fixed or variable rates. In the 2019-2020 financial year alone, over $13 billion in electricity was traded in the NEM. Every 5 minutes, AEMO calculates how much electricity we will need in the network. It then determines the cheapest mix of electricity supply from generators who are bidding in the market to sell their electricity. Based on the combination of generators selected, AEMO then determines the overall price for electricity in those 5 minutes. This is called the dispatch price. Because AEMO completes this process of balancing electricity supply and demand every 5 minutes at what we call the 5-minute dispatch price, you would think the actual sale of electricity, as in the electricity transactions, or what we formally call electricity settlements, would also occur every 5 minutes. Well, unfortunately, you'd be mistaken. Electricity settlements currently occur actually every 30 minutes. The 30-minute settlement price, formerly called the spot price, is the average of the 5-minute dispatch prices. The reason we currently dispatch power every 5 minutes, but only settle the payments every 30, is due to the technology that was available when the national electricity market was set up in the late 90s. There was neither the hardware, is in our energy meters, nor the software in our data processing, storage and analytics capabilities to manage energy settlements every 5 minutes. So, for the last 20 or so years, the electricity industry has been operating like this. So why the change? To understand that, we need to look a little bit further at who wins and who loses in the current system, with 5-minute dispatches but 30-minute settlements. The first thing to understand is that there are multiple factors which impact the 5-minute dispatch price. These are the demand for electricity within those 5 minutes, the availability of power stations to meet that demand, and the price that those power stations are selling their electricity for. These 3 factors are constantly changing, which means the 5-minute dispatch price is actually quite volatile. Take a look at a graph of the 5-minute dispatch prices in the national electricity market. As you can see, this price fluctuates significantly over 30 minutes. When you take a look at the 30-minute spot price graph in Australia, you can see that this graph is significantly smoother. There is a lot less variability. Because 30-minute settlements are an average of the 5-minute dispatch prices, those extremely high and low power price events which typically only last for about 5 to 10 minutes, are smoothed out. This then benefits slow responding technologies like coal-fired power, because even if they miss out on those 5 to 10 minute price spikes, they still see some additional revenue due to the 30-minute average. It also prevents these power stations from losing too much money when the power price goes negative. A negative power price means that anyone producing power at that time has to pay, rather than get paid, for sending their electricity into the grid. Extreme negative pricing usually only occurs in 5 to 10 minute intervals. So, when it's averaged over 30 minutes with otherwise normal positive prices to create the 30-minute settlement price, means the financial impact to those power stations is lowered. Batteries are quite unique in that they can turn on, increase or decrease their power output almost instantaneously, which means that technically they could be taking advantage of the volatile 5-minute dispatch prices. However, unlike any other form of electricity generation, batteries also need to charge, and they charge using electricity from the grid. To do that, they need to pay the spot price, or the 30-minute settlement price, for that electricity. It's important to remember that the 30-minute settlement price remains unchanged for 30 minutes. That means in scenarios where a battery needs to discharge and then recharge within 30 minutes, there's essentially zero profit. That's because when the battery discharges, it gets paid the 30-minute spot price for that electricity. But when it recharges, it has to pay that 30-minute spot price for electricity. There's actually a loss, as some electricity is lost in this process. This is one of the main reasons that, until recently, investors have not had confidence in the profitability of batteries in the grid. And that is all about to change. On October 1st, the national electricity market officially changed from using 30-minute settlements to 5-minute settlements. This means that rather than the spot price being the average of the 5-minute dispatch prices, the spot price has become the 5-minute dispatch price, lining up with the 5-minute dispatch intervals. This change was originally proposed in 2016 by a Queensland-based zinc refinery called Sun Metals. They were actively reducing their power output during high 5-minute dispatch price times, but weren't seeing the benefit to their energy bill due to the 30-minute averaging. While the proposal had nothing to do with battery technology, there was quick uptake in support from the industry to see this change happen. So, in 2017, the change was approved, and the industry was given just over 3 years to prepare for the system to start. Why so long? While it seems like a minor change, the implementation of 5-minute settlements is no simple feat. Changing something that occurs every 30 minutes to every 5 means AEMO, who runs the national electricity market, and all those participating in that market have to spend up big to overhaul all their systems to handle 6 times the amount of transactions, data processing, storage, and analytics. Changing to the 5-minute settlement means that batteries have more opportunities to take advantage of variable power prices, to strategically charge when the power price is low and discharge when the price is high. This should significantly increase the profitability of energy storage, thereby improving investor confidence in the likelihood of their success in the grid. So while that's all well and good for investors, what does that mean for us, energy consumers? While you are unlikely to immediately notice a change, it's expected that end customers will eventually see lower electricity bills. That's because your energy bill is made up of multiple costs involved with generating electricity at a power station, transmitting it to your area, and then distributing it to your house. Technologies poised to take advantage of the 5-minute settlements, like batteries, will lower these costs across the board. That's because batteries also improve the reliability and stability of the electricity grid, particularly during unexpected events like large thunderstorms or power station failures. This leads to less reliance on expensive backup generation, mitigates expensive network upgrades, and opens the door to install more renewable generation, which is low-cost energy. All these things leading to smaller numbers on your electricity bill. Energy retailers may also start to offer new types of electricity packages that give energy consumers more control over their power consumption, the source of electricity, and ultimately their energy bill. There are 7 grid-connected batteries currently in construction in the NEM, which I am sure we will start to hear more about in the coming year. I hope you found this video informative and it's given you a little insight into the world of the national electricity market, and that it may answer any questions that pop up in your head if you see any articles come about 5-minute settlements and their impacts on energy storage. Thanks for watching Energy Explained.